trying not to do, things that negatively impact our lives or the people around us. Well, I'm in the right place then, Montana said. Whether she'd come back next week was still up for debate. It had taken 3 months of living in Wild River, Alaska for her to get enough courage to walk into the addiction support group, and this reception was precisely why. No one was going to take her challenges seriously, not when her issue seemed a lot less serious than everyone else's. Unfortunately, there was no group to support extreme athletes with brain injuries that prevented them from fulfilling their life passion. As different as the demons of everyone in this room were, they all shared the same storm cloud over their heads every day, one no one else saw, one they constantly battled against to find a ray of sunshine. Montana wasn't so different. For her, that ray of light was Kaya, her 10-year-old daughter. Staring at the picture of the two of them on her cell phone, Montana released a deep breath. Moving to Wild River had been the right thing to do. She'd let her injury keep her from her daughter long enough. No matter how hard living in the small ski resort town got, she would not abandon the little girl again. But maybe the group wasn't the right place for her. She gathered her things. "It's okay. I'll leave." "No, please stay," Jane said, her warm, welcoming nature returning. "Everyone, meet Montana." "Hi, Montana," the group said in unison. "Why don't you tell us about yourself?" Jane said. She checked her watch. Everyone was given the floor for 10 minutes, and pressure to sum up 34 years of life made Montana's heart race. Where to start? With the base jumping injury 10 years ago that derailed her future, or further back to the incident that rocked her existence? "I'm new to Wild River," she said. "I have a daughter here, and I am trying to reintegrate back into her life." Nods. They all understood that. Alienation from family members and the struggle to find a way home again was a common thread in the group. "I've started a new career with an amazing business partner, and I've made a lot of new friends here in town." Settling in had been disturbingly simple. Her new apartment was cheap and close to everything in town, and her landlord had no problem with her not signing their usual 1-year lease, instead allowing her to pay month by month. Her new job at Snow Trek Tours launching a new legalized base jumping location in Wild River had gone a lot smoother than she ever could have predicted, thanks to the local mayor who was an extreme junkie himself. She'd made friends, including Cassie, her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend and the owner of Snow Trek Tours. And she was co-parenting like a superstar with Kaya's father, Tank. Life was simple and easy. Unfortunately, simple and easy weren't enough for her. But every morning when I wake up, the first thing on my mind is jumping off a cliff. Wide eyes made her add quickly, "With a parachute." A wingsuit, actually, but she knew they didn't care about the details. And the persistent temptation doesn't go away. It used to be a big part of my life. It was everything, actually. An adrenaline rush like no other. It was highly addictive. She'd started skydiving at age 13 with her grandmother, then base jumping at 18 when she was barely old enough to sign a waiver. She'd traveled all over the world with other extreme athletes and had soared over the most breathtaking scenery. She was among the top jumpers in the world and had even done a short stint in jail for an illegal jump off a city building. Until the accident changed everything. She cleared her throat and continued, "But I know it's not the right path for me anymore." Her unpredictable brain, with its rare form of transient global amnesia and impaired judgment, couldn't be relied on for a safe jump anymore. What's that saying? Those who can't teach? Well, that's where I am. With her base jumping fundamentals course booked solid all month long at the cost of $3,000 a week, Snow Trek Tours no longer had to worry about the competition, North Mountain Sports Company, opening their big new chain store and claiming some of Snow Trek's usual adventure tour clients. Cassie's business was thriving in the larger store's shadow, and Montana was happy that she'd been able to help Tank's girlfriend and the woman who'd been her daughter's primary role model in Montana's absence all these years. But she couldn't deny the ache in her chest whenever she stood at the top of Snowcrest Peak, staring down into the breathtaking valley, knowing she'd never be able to soar over it again. It was too much of a risk when she wasn't sure what triggered her random bouts of amnesia, and if one were to happen...